What is up, everybody? I'm your legendary commander, and welcome to 7 Days to Die 18.2, if I'm right. So, these videos are going to be more up-to-date than anything you ever seen in the past. As per this video says, we are going to test iron spikes versus wood spikes. Which is better? Which should you build? Should you build both? Well, we're going to cover all of that in this video. First, we have to establish a bit of control. First, the average health of both the wood spike and the metal spike, and then a life expectancy once it encounters a zombie. And then another of the exact same type, just to make sure the damages are equal between zombies of the same type. Alright, now that we've established a control that both zombies do exactly the same amount of damage of these two exact same types, not all zombies do the same amount of damage. Now we can go ahead and test our wood spike. As you can see when testing the wood spike, the zombie breaks it each individual section, breaking it at 33 points of health of that spike every time. This results in it destroying a single spike and then needing another spike to actually finish it off. Our iron spike didn't need that at all, as it survived an entire zombie attack, only breaking once and taking one hit of damage into the second level of its armor. So, this sounds like an obvious conclusion. I should build iron spikes. Well, no, there's a few things that you might want to consider. The first might be, well, the zombie does actually 33 points of damage to either spike, whether it be the wood spike or the iron spike. So, when you actually do the math, the zombie hits the iron spike 5 times before it dies, resulting in the same number of damage caused by running into a wood spike, breaking it, and then partially breaking another. Then you got to consider the cost of those resources. Forged iron isn't nearly as easy to come by as trees. Yeah, it can be a pain. If you don't have trees around and you have a lot of forged iron laying around, lay down some iron spikes. Something is better than nothing. However, it's cheaper and faster to build wood spikes at 5 seconds apiece versus 40 seconds. So if it's a time crunch and you don't have time to build a lot, wood spikes are going to do a better job. Also, when you upgrade a wood spike to an iron spike, or you just build an iron spike, they don't collapse back into the wood version. So it's not like you get any more extra health other than the 132 times 3, which is 396 health, versus just 4 wood spikes with the same amount of health. There's also the consideration of the material gathering. You have to think about how long it takes you to gather wood and how you can craft wood spikes on the fly. Metal spikes require them to go into a forge, and then they have to forge the iron first, and then you have to craft it, and then you have to craft it again. This makes a long process to craft these metal spikes. Again, I'm not saying that there isn't a time and place for a metal spike. However, you might want to consider at least your outer barriers where you have a lot of room to just build wood spikes. A final matter is the, well, repairs and upgrade. A metal spike takes forged iron, which you may or may not have available. A wood spike takes wood, which is just outside on a tree. Second of all, the XP gain from actual repairs. A wood spike, if it is too heavily damaged, can give you as much as 120 if it survives. Meanwhile, the metal spike gives you 10 or 20 by its level of damage. Meanwhile, with the wood spike again, even even if it's just the first level of damage, you get 60 XP. So if you're looking for XP, the wood spike is going to give it to you, despite the fact of being the cheaper material. Now this is also not to say that you shouldn't upgrade your wood spikes. If you know you don't have enough spikes out, but you have a lot of forged iron and you don't have time, or there's no trees around for some reason because you didn't have a sustainable forest initiative or something like that, well, maybe you need to go ahead and place those spikes. I place my metal spikes on my interior walls where there's not a lot of room because I have a wall, spikes, wall, spikes, wall, spikes. And that's to slow the zombies down. And when they punch through, I want them to struggle as much as possible. There's not a lot of room there. I don't want them breaking down the next wall as soon as they get there. So if I can thin them out before they hit my wall, that's better. So also, at that same point, I don't have to repair a million metal spikes. I only have to repair a few, and then I just replace the broken wood ones. So the moral of the story is this, guys. If you have a lot of room to build and have a lot of wood around your house, build with wood spikes, because they're going to give you the most protection for the quickest and cheapest production cost. However, if you're trying to build with density because you don't have a lot of room, build those iron spikes, because those iron spikes are going to give you that protection. If you need something in a hurry, again, use that wood because at least it's something, and something's better than nothing. But if that zombie horde's about to approach, you gotta spam it out. Wood's the way to go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully you liked it. And hopefully you don't die from a zombie horde. But also, I just wanted to say, I saw these videos and I wanted to bring some class back to 7 Days to Die, because when I looked, there were so many old videos of the game when it was 16.1 and 15 point something, and those just don't work with today. So if you can, share these videos, as, well, these videos need to get out there so people have a little more knowledge. And just look how pretty the game is compared to what it was at 15.1. I mean, this is on 1080 Ti with graphics set to highest. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but it's a lot better than it was. So share this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, anything you do, help get these videos out there. And hopefully we can get a much bigger and more knowledgeable 7 Days to Die community. And who knows, maybe even make this game better and prettier, because it gets more support. You know, these games, they get better. Especially games like this, who has been had to be worked on forever. But you guys take care, and I'll catch you next time.